Vedic Times. What are the Vedic Times? It is the time period pertaining to the incidents found in the 4 Vedas of Hinduism. Even though the Hindu epics cannot give us a period of these events conclusively, based on the biblical timeline, we can say that this period was approximately from 3100 BC until 27 to 2600 BC. A lot of changes occurred in between this period, and the Vedas were finally compiled around 1400 BC. Now, early on, after the great flood of Noah, Noah's son Shem came to India in order to carve out a place for himself. He came from a place called Aratta, which was at the eastern side of the Mount Ararat of Turkey, where Noah's Ark had landed, and hence he was called an Aryan. Apart from that, there is no such thing as an Aryan race. Shem's race was called Semitic after his own name. Well, Shem established ancient India with the help of a Japhetic tribe called the Purus, who became Kurus on a later date. And the Hindu epic Mahabharata is pertaining to their times. Now, because Shem was the favorite of Noah, and he really loved his father's god Yahweh, we can find a lot of truth strewn around in the Vedas as well. In fact, since Shem was known as Saman in India, the Samaveda contains the sayings of Shem. It even has prophecies like God himself will offer a sacrifice for the human sins, which is not by any means the philosophy of the Indian religion today. And again, just like the Bible, the Vedas did not talk about things such as ancestral worship, reincarnation, yugas, and all that. These are beliefs that crept in when the Kushite conquerors of Africa, such as Rama and Krishna, started ruling over the Indians. However, it is a total deception. Furthermore, the Vedas were completely altered along with many insertions by the time they were compiled after about 1200 years later. The Brahmins who compiled them used to be the followers of Noah, whom they worshipped in the form of Brahma. However, when their invaders came, they rather switched sides and started leading the pagan worship. Now, a few things about the origin of these Kushite invaders. Noah's son Ham is known as Kamdev in India. He had a son named Kush, who is the Kashyapa, the hidden gem of Hinduism. And the descendants of Kashyapa were the Kushites. They hated Noah's god Yahweh because their forefather Ham was cursed by Noah. You can read it in the Bible. They also accused Yahweh God of bringing in the flood and destroying all their ancestors, even though their ancestors messed up the human race so bad that God had to wipe out everything with a flood in order to start all over again. This event, known as Mahajal Pralay of Manu in India, took place in the year 3298 BC. Well, that is my take on the Vedic times, friends. God bless you, and thanks for watching.